back to So I Was Told, the podcast where we get real about what it means to be human in a world that keeps trying to turn us into machines. Today we're taking a little break from the usual candor between my co-host and I for a little solo episode that you guys seem to like listening to. Now, today's episode is dedicated to the overthinkers, the multitaskers, the doomscrollers, the I just need something on in the background people, the ones who mistake anxiety for energy. We're talking about overstimulation and how a fried nervous system isn't a personality trait. It's a red flag that we've been living in survival mode for way too long. So let's get into it. Here's where I want to start. I believe we live in a culture that confuses being on edge with being on point. Or for you younger folk out there, being on edge with standing on business. You see, we've normalized getting notifications at 2 a.m, checking emails while taking a poo, listening to 3 podcasts while texting 6 people, while, also forgetting what we walked into the room for. And somehow we wear all of this chaos like it's some sort of badge of honor. We say things like, I work better under pressure, or I can't sit still, that's just how I am. Or maybe I have a fast brain. Okay, yeah, sure. But are you really wired like that? Or are you just always in fight or flight mode? Here's some research for you. The average American consumes over 34 gigabytes of information per day. I remember growing up when I was in middle school, I got an MP3 player for the first time, and I was so stoked to put music on there. You know how much information that MP3 player stored? 124 megabytes. Today, your brain consumes over 34 gigabytes of information per day. That's like downloading a Netflix season in your brain every single day. And still you wonder why you can't focus, why you feel so tired, why nothing feels real anymore. It's not how you were wired. It's not how you were built. It's just overstimulation. You see, we've glamorized the overstimulated version of ourselves, the always booked, always busy, constantly checking, never resting version of ourselves, the I drink coffee until I disassociate and call it productivity version. And social media is built around this. It rewards it. Our work culture demands it. Look at every job description on Indeed, and you'll see somewhere in that description a need for somebody who is highly motivated and works well under pressure. All the while, our inner child is screaming, I don't know who I am with all of this noise. Because here's what no one tells you. Sometimes your little quirks that you have, they're actually just trauma coping in disguise. Sometimes your hustle is really just avoidance. And sometimes your personality is really just survival, masking itself because you haven't learned how to truly be normal yet. And I say all this with love because I struggle with wearing this mask as well. My nervous system is still learning how to be normal. So let's talk about our nervous system for a while. We have 2 gears, right? The sympathetic system, which is the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. It kicks in when your brain thinks that there's a threat. Even if the threat is just a text message, a deadline, or someone not texting back fast enough. Then there's the parasympathetic, which is the rest, digest, chill out, level out. And most of us are stuck in gear 1, right? We were raised in chaos. I don't know what it's like to exist in a room when I'm working without the TV on in the background or some sort of hum going on in the background. And this is all because we live in a capitalistic hellscape. And when we treat being constantly on as the price of being valuable, our minds pay that price. And so living in that state long term leads to anything but productivity. In fact, it's the fastest way to burnout. So no, you haven't always been like this. You've just never been safe long enough to figure out who you are without the noise. So let me offer you something different. Not a cure, but something you can do and you should do in every situation when you don't understand something. That is a question. Who are you when you're not performing energy? Like, really, who are you when your phone is off? When no one is watching? When nothing needs to get done? If that question feels terrifying, then you're not alone, because the silence can feel like a void until you realize that silence is actually a mirror. So, what do we do? How can we combat late stage capitalism, rehabilitate our minds, and become people who can actively and passively rebel against this system that is made to conform us into submission? Here are 4 tips that I have for you. Number 1, turn your phone to grayscale. By turning your phone to grayscale, it actually makes it boring. Try it and see how quickly you'll find what you're doing to be kind of monotonous, repetitive, stale. Number 2, this is super hard. Like, really, really hard. Sit in stillness for 15 minutes a day, right? No distractions. You can think, you can meditate, you can pray, whatever. Let it feel weird. Become familiar again with the feeling of boredom. Number 3 is along the same lines as this, just with movement, and that's to take a walk without your headphones. If you can head to a local park that has a walking track, walk around it 2 to 3 times, no headphones. If you have a safe neighborhood, walk around the block 2 to 3 times, no headphones. If you can go to the mall, go to the beach, go to a grocery store, walk down from one side to the other with no headphones. And lastly, the 4th tip I have for you is another question that you can ask yourself. That is, what am I running from when I fill every second? Why do I feel the need to compact every moment of my day with noise or productivity? These are all really simple things that we can do right now to rehabilitate our minds from all of this overworking. This isn't about quitting your job and moving into the woods. This is about small acts of nervous system repair. Little moments where you say, I am not a machine and I don't have to earn stillness. So if you've been moving too fast and for whatever reason you think that's your personality, then this is your invitation to pause. You don't have to be interesting all the time, and you don't have to be on all the time. You get to be soft. You get to be quiet. You get to rest. Your nervous system deserves peace. Your mind deserves to know what quiet feels like. And you, as you are worth knowing, even when you're not performing. So please, be kind to the version of you that thought they had to be a storm just to feel seen. I'll catch you on the next one.